Okay, hello everyone. If you're thinking about getting a mortgage for real estate in Dubai, whether you are a resident or business owner or living overseas, and you need to watch this. So I want to welcome our guest, Khurram. He's a mortgage advisor in Dubai. So Khurram, please welcome and tell about yourself.
Thank you very much, Sherzod, for having me. Always happy to speak about Dubai and the amazing things Dubai has to offer. Today, we can speak about Dubai mortgages. To tell you a bit about myself will take very long, so I'll just make it brief. I was born in Dubai. I've been here my whole life, and I've been doing mortgages here from the last 20 years. So if there's any mortgage solution that exists in Dubai, our company can find it. If we
Okay,
can't find it, then it doesn't exist.
great, great. So you're like a local then.
Pretty much a local, local by heart, local by place, resident, born, education, everything, even marriage, everything in Dubai.
Okay,
Yeah,
great, great. Okay, so I'll go to the point. Then I'll ask you there's some question which our listeners
sure.
and they will be really interested. So my first question is: can non-residents actually get a mortgage in Dubai, and what the main conditions?
Right. So the simple answer is yes, absolutely. Non-residents can get a mortgage in Dubai, and as a matter of fact, on the monthly bookings that we do through my office, 45% are non-resident clients who have never lived in Dubai, who maybe visited Dubai once or twice, and some of them did not even visit Dubai. They just read about Dubai, watched things online, decided to buy a property, and they got a mortgage.
Oh, great! It's not a myth though.
No, no.
45%. It's really big numbers actually.
It is actually, and we enjoy working with non-residents actually, because unlike most major cities around the world, Dubai makes mortgages really simple. The process, the timelines, documentation is extremely simple and straightforward. So, to give you a little more insight and to clarify one thing, when I say non-resident, I'm not speaking about people who do not have UAE residency. In today's time, we have a lot of people who have an Emirates ID or a golden visa based on investments or companies they set up here, offshore companies, onshore, whichever. That does not make you eligible for a non-resident mortgage. The banks in Dubai, in UAE, look at your income, where it's landing. If your income is landing inside the UAE borders, you're a resident mortgage. If your income is outside the UAE, you're a non-resident, no matter you have an Emirates ID or a golden visa.
Okay, thank you very much for
Yeah.
clarifying. Okay, great. Then another one question: what type of income do Dubai banks accept when evaluating non-resident applications?
It's pretty much the same as it is for resident mortgages. You can either be a person on a monthly salary, which is an employee profile, or you can be a business owner, which is self employed. Both these profiles work for non resident mortgages.
Okay, great. And now one of the very interesting topic in Dubai, that's golden visa.
Sure.
So another question: do golden visa holders have any special advantages when applying for a mortgage in Dubai?
The only advantage I can tell you at this stage, until it gets even better, is the timelines, the process for a golden visa owner who has income outside UAE will be considerably shorter than a client who has income outside and no golden visa. Because to get a golden visa, you've gone through due diligence, compliance, background checks. The government here has looked into your entire life before offering and approving a golden visa for you for 10 years or 2 years or whichever it is. So basically, what that's done is that's made the bank's job easier. And they don't need to dig that much into your life. You're already part of the system.
Okay, great. So it's actually some kind of advantage
It
if
is.
if you have a golden visa already.
Anything connected to Dubai has an advantage in your life. Anything.
Great, great. That's really great. So, and what options are available for business owners or entrepreneurs looking to buy with a mortgage?
So, as a blanket product, we can offer up to 65% finance on a ready property to a non resident mortgage client. Could be salaried, could be business owner, entrepreneur, whichever. Up to 65% is what we can offer them, which is a brilliant product, which means they only put down 35% down payment. They become landlords, they start owning the property, which again gets rented out extremely fast in Dubai considering the rental market and the numbers in it. And what we've seen in 99% of our cases of non-resident investors, once they've paid that 35% and acquired the property through a mortgage, they never have to pay anything more to the bank. It's the rental income from the asset that pays the bank every month.
Okay, okay, that's really interesting. And one more interesting question here. Why should buyers consider working with a mortgage broker instead of going for direct to the bank?
It's a very good question. It comes up every now and then. And the very simple, fundamental answer is if you're a non-resident living outside the country, or even if you're a resident living in Dubai, which, by the way, as we all know, is an extremely fast-paced city, you wake up in the morning and you're part of the rat race every day. People typically do not have time to examine 10 to 15 banks to see who's offering the best option. So they come to a professional like us, and we zero down all their options down to 2 or 3 banks. We do all the background and legwork for them, which is why they use mortgage brokers.
Okay, great. It's look similar to our field. So where we are giving to clients, we can offer hundreds of developer projects.
Absolutely.
So and then and we know the pros and cons. Okay,
I
that's
mean, just imagine if a client woke up this morning and decided to buy a property on his own from a developer. We have more than 100 developers here and hundreds and thousands of projects. Where would it start and where would it end? But if they come to someone like you would pick out the best options for them based on their budget and preference. That's exactly how we work.
exactly. That's great. And if you're looking to buy a real estate in Dubai or would like to apply for mortgage, contact to us. So I'm leaving my contact numbers below. So another question here. How exactly can a mortgage broker help overseas investors navigate the process?
So a mortgage process, typically around the world in all major developed cities, is the same. There's 3 stages. The most important and longest stage being the first, client approval. Once we have the approval, second stage, property inspection by the bank's allocated surveyor. And last stage is signing the mortgage documents, the legal work, account opening, things like that. We can finish everything from A to Z for the client while he's still in his country. He would only need to land here to sign the mortgage contract, take handover of the property.
And how long it takes this if you guys do this, and how long it takes for the client, let's say himself or through you guys?
Right. So an average mortgage transaction life nowadays is 4 to 6 weeks from start, which is when we get all the documents from the client, till the day the client walks away with the keys to the property, which is a very, very reasonable timeline. Because I can tell you, Sherzod, my firm also does mortgages in the UK, in Canada. We do mortgages also in Singapore. And Dubai by far has the quickest system, the fastest DAT.
So not only in UAE, then other countries as well.
Oh, yes, we do mortgages in the UK a lot. That's our second biggest market. Other than that, Singapore and Canada, like I said. But the turnaround time and the TAT in banks here is extremely amazing.
Very good, very good. So, when is the right time to start the mortgage application process, before or after selecting the property?
Very good question. It's always advisable and wiser to start your mortgage process much before you even select the property, because the market here is really fast, and you can tell us more about that. Sellers don't have much patience nowadays because there's too many deals on the table, there's too many buyers, everybody around the world wants to move here. So if you find your dream property and then you decide to apply for the mortgage, chances are, firstly, a seller will not sign a contract with you because you don't have a mortgage approval. And secondly, even if you meet a reasonable, patient seller who's willing to wait, what if your mortgage process takes longer than required and a cash buyer comes along? The seller will be inclined to just sell it to the cash buyer. So it just makes sense to take a mortgage approval first.
Sure, that's also for me. It's interesting why clients are coming here and they want to buy a property, and we also ask, do you have any eligibility? How much is it? Some people they don't know. And actually, what do you think? Is it the right still to go look at the property before you know your eligibility? You don't know, right? How much you can take from the bank, a mortgage.
Right. So to make life easy for you and your clients and everybody, If you have an inquiry from a client who's quite eager to go and view a property which he's already studied and made up his mind about, it's not a showstopper that he doesn't have a mortgage approval from a bank. If it's about checking his eligibility, you can always pick up the phone and call us, and we can speak to the client, get his general income details, incomes, liabilities, demographics, things like that, and we can give you a 99% accurate eligibility result of the client. You need to leave that 1% to the bank when the documents actually go in. But 99% we can tell your client how much money he can get, which is probably more than enough for a client to go ahead.
Great. Is there any fee with this consultation?
To check the eligibility, obviously there's no fee. We want to work with everybody on a long-term basis. So we give them the eligibility. If they're happy with the numbers and they start processing the paperwork with us, then our fee comes into the picture eventually after approval.
Okay, good. So, and can I get a mortgage for off-plan properties in Dubai?
Unfortunately, off-plan mortgages are only available for clients who have income inside the UAE, whether salary or business, not for non-resident income. And there's a list of 4 or 5 selected developers only to whom banks will lend off-plan mortgages. But the main criteria is income inside the UAE.
Uh, can you tell me which developers, like
Imar,
Imam?
Damak, Ellington, Omniat, and Shoba.
Okay, 5 developers, which is
5
well-known developers in
which are
Dubai.
the top developers listed with the biggest bank in Dubai, Dubai Islamic Bank or Commercial Bank of Dubai, and they will extend an off-plan mortgage to them, subject to certain conditions.
Okay, and one more question. How do off-plan mortgage terms differ from the ready properties?
So the biggest thing here is, as of now, all these banks, or both the banks that I mentioned, will only extend up to 50% finance on an off-plan project, which means to get that 50%, the client should have paid the first 50% to the developer. This is the biggest difference. Whereas if you're buying a ready property and you're on a salaried profile in the country, you can borrow up to 80% finance.
So let's say the property is ready 2027, let's say, and the client wants to get a mortgage.
Right.
Let's say property costs 1 million.
Sure.
So he paid 500, then another 500 he can take.
He can take from a bank, provided the property has also been constructed 50% and above. So 50% construction and 50% payment from the client will make him eligible for an off-plan mortgage, subject to other criteria like his income and other liabilities, obviously.
Okay. So is it possible to use equity from my current property to finance a new purchase?
Absolutely. It's one of our biggest products from the last 2 years, equity release. So a lot of people are sitting on cash properties which are rented out. Some of them are not rented, they're self-used. Some of them are not even being used because clients live overseas. We can take these properties, evaluate them with the bank surveyor on today's market value, and extend up to 60% equity release to purchase another off-plan or ready property. It's a very popular product.
Okay, so I want to just clarify as a real estate agent. So imagine you have a property which is worth, let's say, 2 million dirhams.
Sure.
Then you are eligible to take equity release 60%.
Up
so
to
it's
60%. 1.2
1.2 million you still can get for another property. So
Absolutely.
imagine you can earn twice here. So you have 2 properties then. That is.
And the best part is you're not putting in any new money. You're using your existing asset, which is appreciated in Dubai, like everything, and you're buying another property. You're multiplying your investments.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Like one of the best example, let's say you bought a off-plan property like 2 years ago, which was, let's say, 1.5 million. Now it costs 2 million.
Sure.
So you are evaluating from 2 million dirhams and giving
If it's a ready property today, we will evaluate on today's market. If we get 2 million, we will target up to 60% equity release.
Amazing.
Which can be routed to any new purchase.
That's really amazing, actually. You can just double your money.
It's one of the most popular things that clients are doing, investors.
Okay, great. And another question, how can I get finance to buy land in Dubai or the UAE?
So land finance is available with only 2 or 3 banks, again for very specific developers, not for everybody. But in the cases that we've processed successfully, we've managed 50% LTV, 50% of the land value as a loan.
Okay, let's say the land costs 50 million dirhams.
Sure.
And you mortgage can bank can finance 50%. That's what you're saying. 25, right?
50% up to 25 million. Why am I emphasizing on up to? Because different banks have different caps. Some banks might say 50% up to 10 million. Some might say 50% up to 15 million, and so on. So 50% is the LTV product, but there's always a cap with every bank on the maximum loan exposure.
So can you clarify 50 million? How much I can get mortgage?
If we take you to one of the investment banks with whom we work, we can probably target up to 20 million of that.
20 million from
Yes,
50 million.
From 50 million.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Good to know. What is a typical loan to value LTV ratio for resident versus non-resident?
Sure, it's very simple. Residents on a salaried profile in the country, 80% loan to value. Residents who are self-employed in the country, up to 70% loan to value. Non-resident income outside the UAE, even if they live here, up to 65% loan to value.
So
80, 70, 65.
okay, least is 65, 70, and 80.
Sure.
Okay, good. And what type of mortgage products are available, fixed, variable, Sharia compliance?
All of these things you mentioned are available. We have fixed rates up to 3 or 5 years. We have variable rates from day one. We have conventional mortgages with every bank. We have Islamic mortgages with every bank, depending on the client profile, whatever he requires.
I have often this question, Islamic mortgage.
Sure.
Can you just clarify what it gives those people who doesn't want to take like a regular mortgage, they want to take Islamic?
So on face value, in terms of documentation, Islamic mortgage documents do not carry the word interest anywhere. They refer only to profit because they're lending you a home loan based on a profit agreement. This is the most important thing. Most people who want Islamic mortgages is because they do not want anything to do with the word interest in their life. Secondly, even from a product point of view, when you're taking a mortgage from a conventional bank, you're borrowing money to buy the house, you're the owner, and the bank is the financer. When you're borrowing money from an Islamic bank to buy a home, technically, as per the Islamic documentation, you're a tenant in that property. And the monthly EMI you pay is a rental until such day that you finish the mortgage period. Then you become the owner. So the bank, the Islamic bank, is leasing out the unit to you as a tenant. They're not financing it for you as an owner.
Okay. What is the difference in like the interest rate of the bank for regular and Islamic?
It's absolutely the same.
And may I know what's the rate now?
The rates today are as low as 3.7% fixed for 1 year, or 3.9% fixed for 3 years, or 4.2% fixed for 5 years.
4.2 is the highest
as of now. Yeah.
as of now.
Yeah.
Okay.
For residents on salaried profile. The moment you say self-employed or non-resident income, everything is 5% plus.
5%. So technically 1% extra we should.
A little more than one, but
Yeah.
yeah. Because self-employed is slightly higher risk for the banks compared to salaried, and obviously non-resident income is even more higher risk than people who live and work in the country.
Okay. One more question. Let's say I came to the bank, I apply a mortgage for 25 years.
Sure.
Then after 5 years, I say, I want to pay everything. What happens, how the calculation?
So it's really simple. From the last 5 years, the UAE Central Bank revised the early closure fees to a minimum, or rather maximum of 10,000 dirhams or 1% of the outstanding principal, whichever is lower. So it's really cheap.
Can you
Close a
give me
mortgage.
like, the example? Let's say I've got a mortgage 3 million.
You borrowed 3 million dirhams for 25 years. You came back after 6 months or 2 months, and you said, I want to pay this money back. I don't need the loan anymore. You will need to pay back the principal outstanding at that point of time from the loan, principal loan. And in this case, specific case, you will only pay 10,000 dirhams. because 1% of 3 million or whatever is outstanding is higher than 10,000. So you will pay either 10,000 or the 1%, whichever is lower. In this case, 10,000 will be lower.
10,000, is that the only 10,000 I paid?
That's all you
right?
pay.
So I return 3 million plus I paid 10,000.
Absolutely,
Is it the
absolutely.
maximum or there are some other fees, hidden fees or
No,
anything
there's
on
no
top
hidden
of it?
fees with any banks in Dubai. Everything is black and white and straightforward.
Okay, great. And which nationalities are eligible to apply for mortgage in UAE? Are there any restrictions?
Absolutely no restrictions. Anybody from around the world can apply for a mortgage. The only reason, and this is a very technical thing which people need to understand, the only reason why mortgages sometimes get declined based on demographics is not because the banks here are treating one nationality different from another. It's because with every mortgage comes with mandatory life insurance coverage. And at times, the life insurance underwriter refuses to cover some nationalities which are in conflict zones or conflict areas. So you might get approved for a mortgage from the credit team, but when the file goes to insurance, they might look at your nationality or your place of birth. Basically, the banks look at your place of birth. They follow that, not your passport. So your passport could be ABC, but if your place of birth is X, for the bank, you're from that country. And if that country by chance is in a conflict zone or in a war, chances are the insurance underwriter of the bank will not be comfortable to cover your mortgage. And if they refuse coverage, your mortgage gets declined.
Let's say you're born somewhere in one other country and you have a passport from other country and you don't leave the country where you were born,
No.
Is that still?
Even if you were born in country A and when you were 3 days old, you migrated to country B with your parents and became a citizen, for the bank lending purpose, you are only from country A.
That's
Only.
very interesting.
A lot of people don't know this.
Yeah, that's even I didn't know that. That's good that you mentioned
We
this.
all learn something every day,
Yeah,
including
absolutely.
myself.
Absolutely. And one of the question is, what are the current interest rate like in Dubai mortgage market in 2025?
So as I just mentioned, we start from 3.8%, as low as 3.7 fixed for 1 year, or 3.9 fixed for 3 years, or 4.2 fixed for 5 years. These are the current rates for people in the country on salaried roles.
So how this rate might be changed? It depends on, is there anything?
Well, all the banks in the UAE are, chipped with the UAE Central Bank, because your mortgage rate has two components. It has your fixed margin from the lending bank. The fixed margin never changes throughout the mortgage period. Plus, it has the 3 months or 1 month or 6 months IBOR, which is the UAE Central Bank's lending rate. A combination of these two decides your mortgage rate. So the fluctuation you will see in a variable rate or in a fixed rate after the fixed period, the fluctuation you see will only be as per the central bank lending fluctuation. Your fixed margin will never change.
In your career, what was the highest rate in this past 10 years or 15 years?
7%.
7%
The
was
last
the
10
highest.
years.
10 years.
Yes.
That is still actually
Not very bad.
much lower than
7%
other
is
countries.
not bad at all, because you have to look at the other numbers in the UAE that do not exist, which we all know about. We keep talking about it. Zero income tax, zero tax on the rental on your property, zero property tax, zero federal tax. You have no other taxes. So if you're paying 3, 4, 5, 7% to a bank, I think it's very cheap.
It is, it is. Actually, you're absolutely right. And when I have also conversation with the clients and I explain them there is no tax, they can't even
Believe it.
believe. And also I say you can avail a mortgage in Dubai. They really don't believe. Then yeah, when you start explain them and of course definitely contact you
They
or
need to watch this podcast
yeah,
then.
yeah, that's absolutely right. So if you're planning getting a mortgage in Dubai and you are not in resident or still resident, you should watch this podcast. And if you have questions, please contact us. And see you next time.
Thank you, Sherzod. Pleasure.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.